Hey folks, this is Jake with Seattle Coffee Gear, and today we've got a crew review for you. This is the Ascaso Steel PID Uno. Hails all the way from Barcelona, Spain, and it is a fantastic PID controlled machine that gives you lots of options and lots of flexibility to brew espresso at home. So let's start with a quick what's in the box unboxing. So what you're going to get with the machine is of course the machine, and as you can see there's a little bit of laser film on the machine to protect the components. I'm going to peel that off in just a moment, but more importantly is the accessories box, and this includes Ascaso's versatile portafilter system, which basically means that what you're going to get with the machine is a portafilter basket that is going to work for any application that you have. Comes with a nice wood-handled portafilter, which matches the very nice matte black finish on the machine. And in it, I have a non-pressurized double basket, but you also get a lot more baskets with these machines. So you, of course, get a blind basket so that you can back flush your machine. You're going to get a single and a double pressurized basket. So I have the double pressurized basket here and the single pressurized basket here. This means that you can use pre-ground coffee, any grind of coffee that you have. If you don't have a grinder, it's a really good choice to have for espresso at home. You're also going to get a pod basket. This is to use standard ESE pods, so that if you are a pod drinker, if you enjoy making espresso with pods, easy cleanup, you're going to have that on hand. And it also has a single shot, a 7-gram non-pressurized traditional basket. You also get a single pack of descaler, a scoop if you're using pre-ground coffee or you like to scoop your coffee from your grinder into your portafilter, and Ascaso's dual-sided tamper. Now this is a metal tamper, and it's quite heavy. It feels nice in the hand. One thing to note is that there are two different sizes on Ascaso's tampers. There's a 57mm size for the standard Dream, and then there's a 58mm size to fit portafilters like the Unos, like the Dream PIDs. So when you're using this tamper, make sure that you're always using the side that is closest to the A in Ascaso. That's the 58mm side. Now let's take a look at the machine. So as you can see, I have the machine all set up and ready to go, but as you can see also, there is some white film along the drip tray and the cup warming lid, or the lid of the machine. And this is laser film, which is meant to protect the metal surface during the handling process and during installation. Don't be alarmed if you see this, it's totally normal. It's easy to peel off. I'm actually going to peel it off right here for you. Comes off nicely in one piece, just to reveal the nice chrome surface that you have here. And then the drip tray, same thing. I'm going to remove the drip tray, slide it out, and peel it off. I find it easiest to peel it from the corners. And the drip tray is a little bit trickier. There's a lot of cutouts on the actual grate itself, so it might come off in a few pieces. That's okay, you just want to make sure that you get it all off. Before you use your machine. So now that that's out of the way, let's talk about some of the features of the machine itself. So what you get is a single thermal block, hence the Uno part of Steel PID Uno, a single thermal block heating system. And it includes a no-burn steam wand, single hole here. It also includes programmable volume pre-infusion that is settable from 0 to 5 seconds. It's programmable by time, actually, not specifically by volume, but by a set time. You can switch between temperature, whether it's Celsius or Fahrenheit, up on the display here. Currently it's displaying 202 because I do have it set to Fahrenheit, and I do have it set to 202 degrees. So you get brew temperature settable by the PID. There is a shot timer that is set on right now, but you can set it off if you choose. There's a manometer up here, a pressure gauge, to show you how your brew is doing, how your espresso machine is performing. You get an adjustable OPV, which is an overpressure valve. This means that if you're noticing that your brew is coming out at 9 bars or 8 bars and you're not happy with that and you want it to be a little bit higher, maybe 9 to 10 bars, 10 to 11 bars if you so choose, you can adjust the OPV just using a short screwdriver and a quick adjustment here while using the blind basket to test out the group head pressure. You also get hot water that's dispensed out of the steam wand. And you also get a single cup or a double cup selection on the switches here. Alongside that, quick heat up time, because there's a thermal block. It only takes about 2 or 3 minutes to heat up to operating temperature, although I would recommend giving it 10, 11, 12 minutes in the morning just to make sure that group head is nice and warm. And you also get a very large drip tray, which has a nice design. It's nice and deep, so you're not going to be spilling it in the morning or anything like that when you're emptying it out. And that is made of plastic. And yeah, you get high quality internals, a 2-liter water tank, which is more than ample for the average household user. So here's the water tank here. What you also are going to see here is the water hose that you're going to want to stick into the water tank before replacing it. You also get on this side a nice matching wood steam knob so that you can have beautiful wood accents on your matte black machine. It's a really nice look. I think it's minimalist, industrial, and it looks great in a lot of different kitchens. So with all the features of the machine that we've discussed, let's go ahead and start brewing so that we can see the performance and some of the different features on the machine itself. So when you have your machine on and the temperature reading is up here, as you can see I have it set to 202 degrees, this light, the second light over, is going to indicate that the machine is ready for use. The first light is a power light. The second light is they call it a pilot light, but it's really the indicator light to show you if it's solid, it's ready to go. If it's flashing, it's either too hot if you come from a steam session or still warming up, and you'll see the temperature rising on the PID if it is still warming up. And if you set the water on, this light will turn on. If you set the steam on, it will flash until it's ready to go. So I'm going to actually grab some milk first because I want to steam my milk first. And I'm going to hit the steam switch. And you'll see both lights flashing, indicating that it is preparing to heat up. All right, so the machine is warmed up for steaming, and you'll notice that as soon as it is warmed up, you're going to start hearing the thermoblock or the pump actually pumping small spurts of water onto the thermoblock. You can hear it right now chugging along like a thermoblock machine does. Don't be alarmed if you're not ready to steam or anything like that. The excess water is just going to drip through the an elbow, that connector that drips right back into the water tank, and you should be okay. So I'm going to get steaming right now. And it's as simple as turning the knob. I'm going to purge it just a little bit. Just to get any excess water for the first steaming of the day. And away we go. I've got 5 ounces of milk here, and I'm going to steam it for just about a minute or until it's ready. Give it a nice purge, just so you can clean off your steam wand, and then I am going to turn the steam off. Now, an interesting thing to note is I'm going to let this cool down naturally, but if you did already have your coffee prepared, what you're going to want to do is you can actually purge hot water out of the wand, and that will get the machine cooled down a lot faster, similar to a single boiler machine. But this light will continue flashing until it is ready and back at brew temperature. I find this to be a nice time to prepare your coffee, but if you already have it prepared in your portafilter, then you can definitely purge out some steam and some hot water until hot water continually comes out and it's no longer steam out of the steam wand. So I've got my Especialita all ready to go. We're using Camber Skyline here today, and I've already got it all dialed in for this machine for the double non-pressurized basket. I'm going to grab the tamper, and as I said before, you want to use the side nearest the A because that is the 58 millimeter side. And the ergonomics of the tamper are interesting because you do have like an extra bulky handle. I don't actually mind it. Some people might, so you can use basically any standard 58 millimeter portafilter or tamper that you find, and it should work out great. All right, so I have my coffee all prepared. It's ready to go. The machine has a solid indicator light indicating that we are good to go. And I want to pull this to about 28 seconds. We could let the PID do that, but I'm just going to stop it manually just in case here. So you want to push down on the toggle switch, the second toggle switch. That is the brewing switch. And you just need to push and release, and that's all. All right, so our shot looks pretty good. And I'm just going to taste it here just to see what the shot tastes like and the temperature. Definitely hot, to be expected. Yeah, it's a pretty good shot. You know, it's with Camber Skyline, it's pretty hard to go wrong, and this is pretty balanced, and yeah, overall tastes really nice. So now I've got my milk that I steamed just a bit earlier. I'm gonna give it a swirl. And we'll see if there's any latte art or cappuccino art to be had today. Well, certainly not in the cards, but that's okay. Sometimes, you know, on a busy morning, that's going to happen. So here we go. And yeah, nice tasty drink. So we know now that the Ascaso can brew a delicious drink, like a lot of semi-automatics here. But some of the features that really differentiate it from your more standard semi-automatic machine are going to be within the PID itself. So I'm going to show you here how to program the PID and how to adjust the machine to your liking and what type of parameters you can set. So if you just want to change the temperature, I've already got it set to 202, but you can set it to a pretty wide range. If you just want to set the temperature, all you're going to have to do is click the left button until you see this. It's basically PRG, it means programming. And then I can click up and down for temperature to whatever I want. It actually comes out of the box at 100 degrees Celsius, which is 212, so I turn that down. But you can set it almost infinitely low. it goes down to 176, which is a lot cooler than we would normally pull a shot. And we can set it all the way up to, yeah, 240 and above. You'd be flash boiling pretty bad there. So I'm going to set it back to 202. And you let that sit for 3 seconds until the screen stops flashing and your temperature there is set. Now there's also a couple of other parameters that you can set from within the PID. If you want to open those settings, you want to click and hold both buttons. And you're going to see a setup flash on the screen. And you can click using the left button is what is basically navigating you through, and the right button is entering you into that specific menu. So let's get back out of the menu here. Get back into the menu, start from fresh. And there's the setup. So firstly, you see UD. That's the unit that the temperature is rating at. Comes in Celsius. You click it once. Comes in Fahrenheit. You click it again. You can switch in between, whatever you prefer. Set it to Fahrenheit. Let that sit. It's saved. PR, that's going to be pre-infusion. It's set at default of 0 seconds, but you can actually set it to 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 seconds. You can't set it any higher than 5 seconds, but 0 to 5 seconds in single second increments is going to be your range. Then you see CR, that's going to be the shot timer, whether you want it on or off. I like it on because it is a handy feature to see and have on your screen. And then it's going to say off, which is interesting, but it's actually the standby mode. So it is going to say half an hour until the machine enters standby. 1 hour, 2 hours are actually standby off if you want your machine to stay on indefinitely. This helps save power, if you're only going to be using it for half an hour and you're forgetful or you just want the machine to shut off. And it enters into basically a low power mode, which then you can exit out of between by using any of the switches to kind of reset it and wake it back up. I'm going to set this off. And then you have U, which is actually an offset. It's set to 0 at default, and I would recommend to keep it at 0. It's effectively a difference in temperature between what is actually the temperature and what is displayed on the screen. These machines are all calibrated from the factory with their PIDs to be perfectly calibrated, but over time, you can change the offset if that is something you want to do. But we would recommend not changing it because it is set very well from the factory. And so those are the different things that you can do. You can adjust your units, you can adjust your temperature, you can adjust your pre-infusion time from 0 to 5 seconds, you can adjust the shot timer on or off, and you can adjust the PID offset, but we would recommend keeping it at 0 so that there is no, effectively no offset because it is set up so well from the factory. And alongside that, the Ascaso Steel Uno PID is a great looking machine. We love the looks, we love the performance. The wood furniture makes it look really classy while still looking industrial and minimalist, and it's going to make a great fit in a lot of kitchens. I'm sure the manometer and the adjustable OPV mean that you can adjust your brew pressure to whatever you like and whatever you like to set it at. Between 8 and 12 bars is what we'd recommend, 9 to 10 being ideal. But if you prefer, a lower pressure shot or a higher pressure shot, fully adjustable, just using a screwdriver. You've got the single and double cup buttons, you've got the hot water, and you've got the steam. And with all that, you have a 2 to 3 minute warm-up time, which makes this a really, really versatile machine. I hope you enjoyed this crew review of the Ascaso Steel Uno, and we would like to thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.